What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. So today, what I wanted to talk about was the recent backlash from the new single released by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion called WAP. Now, what's really interesting, and I always look at this stuff as like, you know, the universe speaking to me, or, you know, when things subtly come to your attention without even paying much mind to it. So the song was released Friday, and I was out Friday, and I was having difficulties with my phone. So I was unable to use the aux cord in my car, which I always do. So I don't listen to the radio. It's been years, all right? But on this particular day, I was listening to the radio, and I would say I was out for about 2 hours. And in the midst of the 2 hours, I heard the new song WAP 4 times. 4 times for sure. First time I listened to it, I'm like, yo, this is hot. Okay? But if you know anything about music, no one really listens to the lyrics the first time. You kind of just taking in the song like, all right, it's got some bounce. So then, you know, it came on again. And then I get into my lyricist bag and I'm like, okay, let me listen a little closer and all of that. So I'm listening. I'm like, dang, I'm really surprised they're playing this on the radio like that. And the song was made in a way where they didn't have to say, like, blank anything out. It was very coded and from an artistic standpoint, written very well, where if you know you can get your point across in a creative manner without being overly vulgar, you know. So then by the third time the song came on, I'm like, this is why I hate the radio. God damn, how many times you gonna play this, right? So then I go back in my own bubble and I just keep hearing, oh, this song is too vulgar. This song is too this. Why are these girls doing this, that, and the third? And, you know, we've pretty much gotten here with it. So what I just wanted to do right here was kind of provide my astrological 2 cents and just my opinions on this thing overall. Okay. So from an astro standpoint, y'all, we're going to have to go back to the fact that for the last 18 months previous, right, we had the North Node within the sign of Cancer. And within that time, we saw a lot of women come into positions of power. A lot of women really step up to the bat and combat certain struggles or restrictions that have hindered them for a while. So we saw, to some extent, we saw the rise of the divine feminine. And if you know anything, if you're being realistic, you know that this theme is going to continue to expand. We are in a real shift from a period of time where we've been patriarchal and we are going into a more matriarchal standpoint again, which if you really understand these energies, you'll see that this is kind of needed. But we also have to keep in mind that women have just progressed. They've evolved. They can no longer be oppressed. And there are just things in society in general that we no longer can hide. And one of those things are our love for sex. So we need to fucking be real and know that we like the idea of talking about sex. Sex is going to continue to be more and more open. We're in an age of, you know, sexual exploration, openness, acceptance. You know, same-sex couples are adopting children. You know, all types of different situations. Polyamory, all under the Aquarian theme. Okay, so get with it or kind of get left. You're going to continue to feel some type of way. So, but I want to highlight something more here in this fact that how I kind of took in this thing. So then the video came out, and you know, I'm watching the video and I'm always able to look at things from the standpoint like there's a crowd out there for everybody, right? I myself may not like to digest this type of music on a consistent basis, but I can hear it and be like, okay, this is something I could dance to, I could get right with, okay? So as I'm watching the video, I just had the thought like, yo, this, at the end of the day, this type of energy has the ability to further empower women who seek or need to become more sexually open or expressive, okay? So in one regard, we have that clear, distinct thing that this is empowering. The next thing that I want to touch on is the fact that most people, I'm just going to go ahead and say men, if there's a man out there criticizing, going to bat, going hard against this kind of music projection, oh, I don't like how they're doing it, this, that, and the third, I know enough about psychology to know that that particular person is projecting that energy onto those people. They actually, in fact, love, if it's a man, he loves very sexual women. But at the same time, he may be intimidated by a woman who is sexually in tune with herself. If it's a woman out there criticizing, it's one who wishes she could actually be them, okay? One great example I can use of this is Bill Cosby. We all saw everything that came out with Bill Cosby and everything he's done through the years. And when you look at Bill Cosby's outward persona, it's like, oh, I'm holier than thou. I would never partake in any type of sexual deviance. But in reality, when no one could see beneath the surface, he was indeed a sexual deviant. So these are the things, and this also extends back to Neptune and Pisces. Believe nothing of what you see or what you hear, but rather feel, okay? So I literally had the opportunity to feel this thing out. And like I said, I understand that we as human beings, we like this kind of material. Now, if we want to just address at the end of the day, the radio, this is a problem that's been for years, that the radio oversaturates certain particular messages, that's fine. Because like I said, I experienced that. It's like, yo, this is cool to hear once or twice in a day, but if you're going to subject someone to hearing this subliminally 5 times, that's when the programming and things start. But let's not act like this type of music hasn't been around for ages, okay? People haven't been making risque things, type of songs or whatever. You can do your history. It's just a part of human nature to express in that way. So the next part I want to just say here, I'm not going to do a full breakdown, just little things that I picked up here. The package that this came out behind, Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B. Let's just look at the moon sign. These are 2 women who are not typical women. They are alpha women. 2 fiery moons. We got Meg Thee Stallion, who's a full moon baby. Sun in Aqua, moon in Leo. Okay? Not to mention her Mars is conjunct her moon and opposing the sun. One thing that this does is that when she shines, when she expresses her ego, she intimidates sometimes other women, but male energy, Mars, that masculinity, it's intimidating to them, okay? She can come off overly aggressive, overly confident, right? But at the same time, me looking at this, I can tell you that Megan has to do this for her own. She's not as confident probably as you would think. You get what I'm saying? She has to literally project her energy to be confident rather than waiting for others to tell her what she is or how good she is. She goes out there and lets you see it, right? But this is an intimidating energy. Then we go here at Cardi B. Cardi B is an Aries moon, right? With a Venus conjunct Pluto. So part of her taking her power was about using her sexual energy or her Venus type qualities in the correct way. If you know her story, you know that at one point she was a stripper. So she was using it in, I would say, a low vibrational way, but then she tapped into her creativity and transformed her image, transformed her role that, or how she was seen. Okay. And with this, you have two fiery women coming together, particularly at a time like this, where at that day, Venus just had went into Cancer, right? So if you really look at it, it's still a quincunx to the Capricorn energy, which is like, oh, I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to handle this, right? So all in all, I think the same type of content could have been released by a different duo, and I don't think it would have garnered the same backlash or response. But this is energy. You have two very masculine or alpha type women coming together, and the reception is like, oh, women are coming, you know, we feel like we're losing our power here, or like they're doing a lot. So like I said, this, as we continue to progress out here and evolve, you're going to have people who want to hold on to the old establishments. This is you're going to see this in government. You're going to see this, you know, within families, all types of things. But we're moving into a new stratosphere of understanding and acceptance. And, you know, part of that is just the exploration and expression of human sexuality. All right. At the end of the day, I saw a lot of comments being made about the children and this, that, and the third. I'll just make this one last comment. When you place a cell phone with internet access into your child's hand, you're putting them in much more danger than any song on the radio can do. Okay? So at the end of the day, let's stop being so selective about what we choose to, or who we choose to chastise. And let's not forget, at the end of the day, music is an art form, and it's used for creative expression. And there are different types of artists and people meant to play their roles. All right? So that's my quick rant. All right? So feel free to chime in. Let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you could do so now. Until next time, peace.